you'll notice what happens with this small, teeny group. You might compare it to the lump of leaven. It just takes a little bit of yeast in a big lump of dough to cause the whole dough to rise. And that's what he's doing, is he's getting ready to send them out to then do his work. Notice this, since we're at a new year, many people have thought, I want to make big change. I want to drastically overhaul my life. And you know what? That works for some people, and I'm not saying that that's a bad idea. I'm just saying for most of us, that's not sustainable. It doesn't really work. I'll never forget the time I was sitting in a setting listening to President Henry B. Eyring, who at the time was a member of the Quorum of the 12. He was speaking to seminary and institute teachers of the church, and he said, when individuals or corporations look for making improvement, they often will look to big things that can be changed. But he said, I've learned that it's when you look at things that get repeated often, if you can find small, minor, incremental improvements to make in those things that get repeated often over time, that what you'll find is that the cumulative effect is major change after a period of time, because these things get repeated often and you've made this small improvement. In fact, to give a second witness of that, from the immortal words of J.R.R. Tolkien in the Hobbit, Gandalf, the wizard, says, I have found that it is the small, everyday deeds of ordinary folk that keep the darkness at bay. Small acts of kindness and love. This idea of find these little things that you can do, even though you're in a big world surrounded by all kinds of bad things and trials and tribulations and uncertainty. Don't focus out here. Section 1 to me is the essence of this principle of find the little things that I do have control over and be a little kinder to the people around me in my immediate presence right now. Serve that neighbor across the street, make that phone call, write that thank you note, reach out in kindness and love and forgive or ask for forgiveness to those people who have offended you or have hurt you or that you have hurt or offended today rather than waiting. It's those small acts, those little things, and then find the things that you can repeat often, make minor improvements in those, and over time the cumulative effect will be major change leading through the year. So now watch that pattern. Let's pick it up in verse 2. For verily the voice of the Lord is unto all men, and there is none to escape. That's 100%. And there is no eye that shall not see, neither ear that shall not hear, neither heart that shall not be penetrated. And the rebellious shall be pierced with much sorrow, for their iniquity shall be spoken upon the housetops, and their secret acts revealed. And then he goes on to verse 4. This is the part where we come in our own little realm today. And the voice of warning shall be unto all people by the mouths of my disciples, whom I have chosen in these last days. And they shall go forth, and none shall stay them, for I, the Lord, have commanded them. Brothers and sisters, it's the Lord's work to save the world, to save the earth. It's not our job to be responsible for that. So what he does is, by extension, he gives us callings. He gives us opportunities to change our world. And by doing that, and if every one of us in the gospel of Jesus Christ will change our world, what's happening is Christ is changing the world, one little world at a time. So here's the God who holds worlds without number, not just ours, in his hand. He knows how to hold your world safely enclosed in his hand, and to guide you in making changes in the relationships and in the people that you associate with today.